Hi there, my name is Kara. I'm a nutritionist and intuitive eating counselor, and today we are talking about shifting from feeling like you can't trust yourself around food to embodying full self-trust. I've heard it time and time again from clients, friends, family members, and I myself have felt this way in the past, saying things like, I can't trust myself around XYZ food. So typical examples are desserts, bread, pasta, chips, things that as a culture we have deemed unhealthy or having no nutritional value. But as humans, we know taste delicious and we love them. So first, let's look at what may have led you to feeling like you can't trust yourself around these foods. So it's something called the dieter's dilemma, and it goes like this. It starts with the desire to be thin, to lose weight, to change and shrink your body. And I won't get into that in this video, but this is an expected desire in a society that tells us that thin bodies are healthy bodies, that to be respected, to be loved, we should be thin, that chasing thinness is really a moral pursuit that we should always be yearning for. So there's a desire to be thin, and the next part of the cycle is dieting to reach that thinness. So restricting foods that are deemed fattening or unhealthy or bad. Then we have cravings and feeling a decrease in self-control. When we restrict ourselves, when we are underfed, the body is going to react by increasing our drive for food. So increasing our food thoughts and desires specifically for the off-limit foods. There's a lot more happening, but the basic fact is when you tell yourself or someone else you can't have something, you are going to want it 100 times more. We see this all the time in kids, and it is the same in our adult brains. And the majority of the time, this is going to result in a loss of control or overeating or binging on those foods that were labeled off limits. Then next in the cycle is regaining the weight, because the body likes to stay in a set point range. Full video coming on that soon. So when you lose weight, especially if you're losing it quickly, the body is going to do things like decrease your metabolic rate to be more efficient at using the food you do consume, increasing your drive for food, etc., to get you back in that weight range. And the cycle goes around and around, and each time the cycle goes around, we lose more and more self-trust. So after repeated incidences of feeling like you're losing control around those restricted foods, it's going to reinforce to you and say, wow, I really can't be trusted around XYZ food. And we think that the natural solution to this is to just have more self-control, more willpower, more discipline, more restriction. The problem is this just keeps us stuck in the loop, never allowing yourself to connect with your body and asking, why am I craving this food? And having some self-compassion that the natural reaction to restriction is desire. So to release that intense, overwhelming desire and feeling out of control, we have to release the restriction and the labeling of these foods as off limits. So how do we break free from this never-ending loop of the dieter's dilemma? There's a lot that goes into it, and the 10 principles of intuitive eating are a much more complete framework to building a healthy relationship with food rooted in self-trust. But here are the 3 main ways that we can break free from this dieting and increase that self-trust. Number 1 is to eat it. Eat the food that you feel you can't trust yourself around. If it's a super scary food that has a lot of baggage for you and it's too emotionally taxing to just allow yourself full permission to eat it, highly encourage you to reach out to a professional for support, like a therapist or an intuitive eating counselor. But the fact is, if you never allow yourself to eat the food that you have set as off limits, the food will always hold power over you. It will continue to be a scary off limits food until you actually eat it. Number 2 is to recognize the positive aspects of both nutritional and emotional that food brings you. So say a food like ice cream, it has calcium in it, it has protein from the milk. Emotionally, it makes you happy, brings you joy. Maybe it reminds you of getting ice cream with your grandpa as a kid. Think of the positive aspects that this food brings to your body and mind. By recognizing these positive nutritional and emotional aspects, it helps to build back the self-trust by saying, there really is a reason that I want this food. And that helps to increase self-confidence in your choices. And number 3 is to get in touch with your hunger signals. So very often we end up overeating or binging on the foods that have high taste value and lower nutritional value when we get to a point of primal hunger. So I'll link below a blog post I have on that and a video that I have on that as well. So this basically means that the body systems that cause a drive for food are in high gear, and eating is going to feel chaotic and out of control. So getting in touch with your hunger signals can help you to respond to your hunger earlier in the process to avoid getting to this place of primal hunger. So you're able to make decisions calmly about what would be the most satisfying for you and feel the best in your body in that moment. Because when you're in that state of primal hunger, you're not going to be making the decisions that you would if you are a little bit less hungry. I hope this video has helped you understand a little bit more about why you may not trust yourself around certain foods and how to break free from that cycle and move towards self-trust. If you're interested in learning more about eating intuitively and really embodying self-trust with food, I invite you to enroll in my new course, How to Make Eating Easy, Intuitive Eating Foundations, at the link below. You can use code YouTube for $50 off of that. See you next time.